I'll make that half past. I'm just going to do like a full body flow today, bit of everything. We're just going to start in extended child's pose. Take the knees wide, big toes to touch, sitting the hips back towards the heels, and then reaching the arms forwards and relaxing the head and the chest towards the ground. If that's not for you this morning, just take any other comfortable seat, or maybe just stay sitting on the heels. Just listen to your body and do what's right for you. And just closing down the eyes for a few moments. Just taking this time to arrive on your mat. Starting to become present. Just noticing the breath, noticing how you feel. Just checking in with yourself today. And if you're in a child's pose, maybe gently start to sway the hips side to side, maybe rolling across the brow bone. Just introducing a little bit of gentle movement. Lovely. Slowly start to rise up. We're going to keep this shape with the legs. So if you were in a different seat, just bring the knees wide, big toes to touch. And we're coming on to all fours. So just bringing the wrists underneath the shoulders. Obviously the knees are wide, so they won't be underneath the hips. I'm going to reach that right arm up towards the sky. Don't worry if the fingertips don't come all the way up. If you're more like this, don't worry. Big, big stretch, reach the fingertips. And then bring the hand to the back of the head. Really open out through the elbow as much as you can. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to bring that right elbow towards the left elbow. Don't worry if they don't meet. Inhale, open back out. We'll do that twice more. Exhale, elbow to elbow. Inhale. Last one. Elbow to elbow. Open back out, extend that hand back up. Lovely. And placing the hand back down. We'll just move to the other side. So sweeping that left arm out and up. Fingertips reach towards the sky. And bring in the hand to the back of the head or the side, wherever it reaches. Might be different on this side. Inhale, open out. Exhale, draw the elbow towards the opposite elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale. Last time. Inhale to open out. Exhale, bring the elbow to elbow. Open back out. Extend that hand back up. Reach the fingertips. And placing the hand back down. Lovely. So we're just coming into a regular tabletop. So bringing the knees underneath the hips now. Find a nice neutral spine. Tuck the right toes under, slide the leg back. Just a really quick rock back and forth to warm up through the leg. And then lifting that leg up just to hip height. So keeping the pelvis nice and level, toes point down. And then extend the opposite arm out in front. If that's too much for your balance today, just place the hand back down and keep the leg lifted. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbow, draw them underneath you towards each other. Inhale, extend the limbs out. Exhale, crunch them in. So if you have both hands on the ground, you're just going to crunch that knee in. Last one. Lovely. Extend the leg. You can place the hand back down, but keep the leg lifted. You're going to bring it all the way out to the side. So the foot comes roughly in line with your hip. Tuck the back toes under. And just sinking the hips back. Only as far as feels right for you. Just a couple of deep breaths here. Lovely. Coming back forwards, stepping that leg back in, other side. Just tucking the left toes under, slide that foot back. Stretch into the back of the leg. Oh, that feels tight this morning on this side. And then raising that leg up, nice neutral spine, toes point down towards the ground. It's going to help you to keep the pelvis level. Find your balance and then extend in the right arm if it feels okay for you. And again, if that's making you a little bit off center and too wobbly, just place the hand back down. We'll inhale. On the exhale, bend the elbow, bend the knee, squeeze them in together. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch them in. Inhale, extend. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Bring the elbow to the knee. And then we extend. Bring that right hand down. Keep the left leg lifted. And then bring, without kicking your plants, bring that left foot all the way out to the side so the foot is in line with your hip. Tuck the right toes under and then start to sit the hips back. Any amount is the right amount. It may feel completely different on this side. Lovely. And then just stepping back to your tabletop. You tuck both toes under now. Just walk the hands forward an inch or so. Lift the hips up and back for downward facing dog. Just taking a few breaths here to pedal out through the feet. Wiggle the hips, just making any movements that you'd like to. Don't worry about your shape. And just really feeling into the body. Anywhere that you feel tension, just noticing. And then making your way into a forward fold at the top of your mat. However you choose to get there. Maybe it's baby steps, maybe it's big step. No right or wrong. Taking the feet hip width apart. Nice generous bend in the knees so you can relax the upper body over. Maybe you take opposite elbows with opposite hands and sway the upper body. Just do whatever feels right for you. You can release some of that tension in the lower back. And just allowing the head to be really heavy here. So maybe gently shaking out the head. Lovely. And then really slowly start to roll your way up. And the reason I always say really slowly is that we've been upside down for a few breaths. And we don't want to get that head rush or start to feel dizzy. And plus it's a really nice, juicy roll up for the spine. Okay. When you come to stand, just loop the shoulders one way and the other. Give them a little shake out. I'm going to take the feet a little bit wider than hip width now. So I'll just turn to face you. We're just going to do something called knocking on heaven's door. Some of you may have done this before, some maybe not, and you might feel a little bit silly doing it, but just remember I can't see you. You can see me looking stupid. So we just take the arms out to the side, and this might bring back some childhood memories. You're just going to start to sway from side to side. Allow the arms to go with it. Nice and slowly, and then speeding up a little bit. Just have no weight in the arms, so the arms are just really flapping around. Let them slap against the body and speed it up a bit. Go even faster if that feels right for you. And then start to slow back down. It always makes me smile. Lovely, and coming back to stillness. So apologies if that made you feel stupid, but it's a really good way of getting the lymphatic fluid moving around the body. And it probably does make you smile too. It does me every time. Even when I'm feeling a bit glum, it just seems to cheer me up a little bit. Okay. So bringing the feet hip width apart again now. I'm going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. And on the exhale, folding forwards. Keeping a nice bend in the knees. As you inhale, bring the hands up onto the shins or maybe onto the thighs. Lift up halfway, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Get this nice opening across the front of the chest, and the spine is nice and long. And exhale, soften back down. And step that right foot all the way back, pivot the heel down. Keep the front knee bent, and we're going to come all the way up to face the side of the mat. Just make sure you don't bring that knee with you. So when you arrive, just check that that front knee is tracking in line with the toes, and the toes are facing the top of the mat. For warrior two, take the arms out at shoulder height. Really press down through both feet evenly, so really pressing into that outer edge of the back foot. Engage the inner thighs. Try and keep your body upright. We have a tendency to want to sort of lean forwards. Lovely. And then straighten that front leg, bump the hips towards the back of your mat, and then reaching forwards with that front hand. And cartwheel the arms over, coming into triangle. So keeping the chest nice and open towards the side. If it starts to roll down towards the ground slightly, just come up a little bit higher. More beneficial to do the posture properly than it is to be sort of like rounding and just not getting into the right places in the body. even though you might be able to bring the hand all the way to the ground, if that causes your chest to roll down, just leave it. Lovely. And then I'm going to bend into that front knee, so bringing the left arm onto the thigh and start to make some circles with the right arm. So it doesn't matter which direction you went in. Lovely. And reverse those circles. Just check that you're not dumping your weight into this front arm. So you should be able to lift it away and still maintain this position. Nice and strong in the legs still. Lovely. Well, next time the hand reaches up, we're going to bring it behind the back. So the back of the palm, the back of the hand is against your body. And start to lift up, taking that left arm up and back, reverse warrior. Lovely. Coming all the way back up to your warrior two. Maybe sinking the hips a little bit lower. And then cartwheeling the arms down. So we're framing that front foot. Wiggle onto the back toes. And then you're just going to step that back foot up to the top of your mat. Back into your ragdoll fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees really deeply, sweeping the fingertips out, around and up. Inhale. Exhale the hands down in front of the heart space. Okay. So just staying where you are. I'm just going to go to the opposite end, so I'm not facing away from you when we do this side. As you're ready, drop the fingertips down to come up. Inhale. And exhale, folding forwards. Inhale, lift up halfway, squeeze the shoulder blades back. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees, stepping that left foot all the way back. Pivot the heel down. Keep the front knee bent as you rise up. Rotating the chest to the side of the mat. Just checking that knee didn't follow along with you. So the knee is going directly forwards, as are the toes. Just take a minute to check where the feet are. Really pressing down evenly through both feet and the outer edge of the back foot. Taking the arms out at shoulder height. And again, just check that your body's upright. We're not leaning forwards. And then straighten that front leg. Bump the hips towards the back of the mat. Reach forwards. Reach as far as you can. Find some length. And then tilt in over into your triangle. So your gaze can be wherever you'd like it to be. There's no need to look up towards the hand if it doesn't feel good for your neck. Maybe you find it a bit disorientating looking up. I find I quite often lose my balance if I'm looking upwards in triangle. Maybe that's just a me thing, I don't know. But looking towards the ground seems to really help me to keep my balance. And then bending into that front knee, bringing the right forearm on top of that right thigh and starting to circle the left arm. Again, doesn't matter which direction you went, we will reverse these circles. Just check you're not dumping your weight into that front leg. So you can take the arm away and stay exactly where you are. Next time the fingertips come up, we'll reverse. Oh, that's crunchy. Lovely. Next time the hand comes up, we'll take it behind the back. So the back of the hand is against the body. You reach in the fingers towards the right inner thigh. Probably won't make it, but just in the general direction. And then start to lift up, taking the right arm up and back for reverse warrior. So that back arm's reaching forwards and the front arm's reaching back. We've got this little opposing action going on. Lovely. And then coming back to your warrior two. Just a breath or two here. And then cartwheel the arms over, framing that front foot. Just wiggle onto the toes of the back foot and then step it up. So we're back in our ragdoll fold. Inhale, lifts you up halfway. And exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees deeply, swing the fingertips out and up. And exhale, the hands down in front of the heart space. Just taking a couple of breaths here. Lovely. As you're ready, we'll drop the fingers down to come up. Inhale. And exhale, fold back down. You step the left foot all the way back. Pivot the heel down and then walking the hands around to the side of the mat. Bringing both legs straight. And then take the feet parallel to the short edges of your mat. So to the front and the back of your mat. Stay up on the fingertips, take a big inhale. And then exhale to fold down. Just fold in any amount that feels right for you. And just maybe have a little play around with how it feels to take the weight more into your heels. Notice any sensations there. And then taking the weight more into the ball of the feet. And then bring it back to a central position. I'm just going to walk the hands forwards. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to jump back so you can. Walk the hands as far forward as you can. Melt the chest down. So really press the hips back. So it's a bit like a really wide leg down dog. Keep pushing the hips back. Lovely. And then walking the hands back in. Press into the fingertips, lift up halfway. Just taking a breath here. And then bring the hands onto the hips. Start to roll up. So we never want to rush that transition from having our head upside down to standing up. From here, you're just going to bring the heels in and the toes out. So the feet are going out on diagonals. Bring the hands on top of the thighs. Bend the knees. And just make sure that the knees are pressing outwards. Don't let them roll in. So planting down evenly through both feet, through all four corners of the feet. Keep that right hand on the thigh, left arm reaches up and over for a side bend. So keep nice and low. Inhale back to center. Pause. Maybe you need to straighten the leg for a moment. If it starts to feel like a bit too much, just straighten the legs. And then we'll take that side bend to the other side. So if you had your legs straight, just drop back down into this goddess squat. Left hand remains on the left leg, right arm up and over. And coming back to center. Keep the hands on the thighs. You're just going to drop that left shoulder down into the center. Sweep that right shoulder back. So you're getting a slight twist and a really nice stretch into the left shoulder. Just check what the legs are doing here. And then come back to center, dropping the right shoulder towards the center. Left shoulder draws back. And come back to center, straighten up the legs. Lovely. Just going to bring the feet in a little bit closer, keeping the heels in, toes out. And then start to bend the knees, dropping your center in between the legs. Just gently move from side to side. Really getting into the hips. You can allow the toes to come up off the ground. Lovely. And then bring the hands behind you and lower to your seat. Lovely. Then take the legs out long in front. Cross that left foot. Take it over the right leg. If that's enough, you're going to stay here. Maybe you bend the right leg and bring that behind you too. Just see what feels right for you. Might feel a bit tight in the hips. And then you're just going to bring that right arm and wrap it over this left leg. Left fingertips go behind, twisting towards the left. If that's a bit too intense, you're just going to take that right leg back out in front of you. Just in this twist, you get that extra stretch into the glute area and the outside of the hip. Taking some nice deep breaths into the belly. Unravel back to center. Extend that right leg out in front. And then bring the sole of the left foot to the inner thigh. And just walking the fingers forwards and start to fold over that front leg. You don't need to be reaching for the foot and pulling yourself down. Just keep it nice and gentle. Lovely. Coming all the way back up. We're just going to change sides. So taking the left leg out long to start, crossing the right foot over. If that's enough, you stay here. See how it feels to bring that left leg and cross that. If that feels okay, you're going to wrap that left arm over the right leg. Right fingertips go behind for your twist. Just really try and make sure that both sit bones are on the ground. If you find that one side's really lifting up, just take that left leg out in front of you again. There's absolutely no benefit to trying to force your body into a position it just doesn't want to be in. Even if it's something that you can normally do, if on any given day your body just doesn't want to know, then don't force it. Coming back to center. I'm going to extend that left leg out long, Bring the right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. And again, just hinging forwards, nice and gentle. Notice how this side might be different. Lifting back up. Just taking any comfortable seat. And just closing down the eyes for a couple of moments. Just allow your breath to settle back to its own natural rhythm. Just noticing how you feel. So just checking in with yourself again. Maybe there's been a little bit of a shift in your energy, maybe in your mood. It's okay if there hasn't been. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart space. Just gently bow the head towards the hands. Just internally thanking yourself for showing up. For showing up for your mind, your body. Blinking the eyes open whenever you're ready. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. I hope that's helped, and I shall see you very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.